Well, thank you for letting me tune in. Thank you for letting me tune in. Ladies and gentlemen, Coronado Pay Harris. I want to go over your thing about 10 years, 15 years, 30 years, and hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully that you'll be around to purchase a copy of my next piece of wonderful literature, lady. Hopefully you'll be around for it. It's gonna be very nice. And I tell you, lady, when I tell you them guys put on the show today, they really did. They really put on the show. I'm talking about they put on the Holy Ghost Tabernacle show. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Because they actually, in their heart, they thought that the internet Ponzi scheme and telephone, they felt for sure that it was gone. You know what I'm saying? They did. With all their heart, mind, and soul, they came and they got on that auction block that with them shackles on their foot and that noose on their neck and that slave ship in the back of the bar and style. They felt it. They felt that they was gonna have to tell the Grim Reaper why they was in a situation that they went too far. You know what I mean? That they just went too far. They went too far. They didn't have to go that far, and they were sorry. But they say it all the time. You know, anytime you listen to gospel music, you know those people are not praying to God, right? They praying to a man that have money. You know what I mean? They talking to a man that can pay their bills. Please don't leave me, Lord. I know I've done wrong. I know I didn't do right by you this time. But if you help me pay my bills this time, I promise I'll worship you. They're not talking to the man in the sky. They talking to the man who's listening to have enough money to flip that bill. And you think it's a game, but it's not. You know, because you know a man in the sky that have the power that they talking about is not going to listen to that. He's not going to listen to it. He's never going to tune into it. And he's never going to help them out of the situation that they talking about because he knows that they lying. You know? He knows what they saying they're not going to do again. As soon as they get the money, they're going to do it again. It's repetition. They do it all the time. The same thing they promise in the Lord that they ain't going to do, I can guarantee you as soon as they get the money, they're going to do it again. It ain't no doubt about it. You know, it's just a game. And guess what? African Americans are not the only ones that do it. They all do it. I've listened to them. I listen to almost every creed and nationality. They do the same thing when they need money, ladies. The same guy that they talking about, saying they're not going to vote for, and they're not going to put up with it. When they need that money from that guy, they do the same amount of begging. I promise you. It ain't no doubt about it. It's sad, but it's true. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a taxpayer, only taxpayers know what I'm talking about. Taxpayers have a very powerful vote. And, you know, they do. You know, taxpayer have the power of the electoral college. Your vote, you know, you out there getting all that assistance, and you don't never make any money, you don't ever pay no taxes. You might go vote, but your name is on that ballot, and it's not being counted. You better believe that. And they can tell you whatever they want to tell you, but I'm telling you, if you're not paying no taxes, and you getting all your money from government assistance, your vote is not counted. You don't have no power. You just don't. The taxpayer have the power, lady. You know why? Because the taxpayer is paying for you to wear Versace. The taxpayer can't even afford Versace, lady. The taxpayer cannot afford to sit on their ass all day and eat bologna and cheese. But you can, and nobody knows how. Think about it. Do you actually think your vote is really gonna be counted? No, it's not. Your vote ain't worth a hell of a man, lady. You don't have no power if you sitting on your ass and you got a man that can't afford Versace and to sit on his ass and watch cable all day. He can't afford to do it. So how the hell are you doing it? Nobody understands how they doing it, lady. It's sad, but it's true, lady. No. It really is. But thank the Lord that there is an electoral college that has some sense. It's good that somebody that's smarter than you can come in and say that you don't deserve the power that you think you have. You know what I mean? It's good that they come in and do it. Just like Jesse Jackson, you know what I'm saying? They said that they thought Jesse Jackson was going to win, but guess what? Electoral college came in, they said, Jesse. You know you're a good gangster rapper. You're real good at rapping and telling rhymes and stuff, but we just can't allow you to be the president, Jesse. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying, lady? Because they can see into the future, lady. It was only 1988. It was 1988. The Iran contra, all that stuff was going on, lady. You see what I'm saying? And now they were just like, Jesse, with James Evans and JJ and Good Times Jesse and Oprah Winfrey, it's just not the time, you know. See what I'm saying, man? It's that electoral college, they can see reality a little better, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Because you got to think about it. In this next election, you got a whole lot of people, all they do is smoke recreational marijuana. Think about it, ladies. You got most Americans, it's sad, but it's true. Most Americans that are millennials, they do opioids, ladies and gentlemen, and they smoke high-grade marijuana, ladies and gentlemen. When I tell you, this planet is not the planet that it used to be, it's just not, ladies and gentlemen. When you already know almost every young individual that you're looking at is under the influence of some high-grade heroin byproduct, like they just are. That's a dangerous combination, like that you looking at a young individual in the face and you know they got heroin in their system. You know, because they're doing opioids, you know. And they'll tell you they're not doing opioid. They're not doing heroin. But they are unaware that they are, you know what I mean? They get those ecstasy pills and those mollies. They are unaware that they doing heroin too, ladies. But they are, you know what I mean? They hooked on heroin too. Sad, but it's true. And heroin is a bad habit. It's very addictive, ladies. Opioids is I'm talking about very addictive, ladies. And they get you in that thing and strap you down, baby. And that methadone can't even get you off of opioid. It's how sad it is. That methadone ain't strong enough to wean you off of it. A lot of time when they lock you up, they wasting their time, lady. A lot of time they just have to let your ass up out of there because they can't control you. You'll do anything to get them damn opioids. You look at these young people in the face, they ain't nothing to them, lady. When I tell you that they chemical makeup ain't hitting on nothing, lady. It just ain't. You already know you're dealing with a scam every time you're dealing with them. You already know it's a scam, and you're talking to a scam artist every time you look at one. It's a sad situation to be in. And, you know, somebody had to stand up and tell you, look, man, we got to build some type of barrier. You have to build some type of resistance to fight the enemy that you fight. You know what I mean? It take a lot more than a barrier, but you got to start from somewhere. If you don't start from somewhere, you're not gonna have nothing. You know? You ain't gonna have nothing. You're gonna have everybody living in the underground bunker, racking up guns. They don't know who they fighting and stuff. So that's why you got to get somebody that got a little more intelligence to show you how it goes. Like, you know? You got to start from somewhere. Like, you know, you just got to a lot of the kids. You're gonna have to get out there and make some more kids. I mean, you just got to be honest, lady. You know? It ain't no different than that crack generation. That crack generation came through and they had to make kids to replace those crack babies. They just did, lady. You know your crack baby was not as strong as your baby that didn't do crack. You know what I mean? It's just the truth. You know what I mean? Even though your baby that was on crack finally got off the crack, you still look at your crack baby as a crack baby. Ain't that right, lady? That your kid that used to do crystal meth, no matter how long they tell you they've been clean, you don't believe it. You just don't. You know what I mean? You look at them, you say they ain't worth a goddamn, you know, they ain't worth $2 to you. Because you think they still lying, you know what I mean? Well, I tell you, ladies, you have to be careful about those habits that you start and stuff like that. Because even when you stop, people don't believe you, you know what I mean? You get in church telling people you born again, ladies and gentlemen, they don't believe you. I'm just trying to tell you, if you have somebody that you talking to and they don't fellowship with you at your church, they are not feeling you. I'm just trying to tell you. People that feel you, they worship with you. You know what I mean? If people believe you, they going to worship with you. You wasting your time talking to somebody, telling them how good the Lord is and all this. Come join me at my church. If they not going with you, you're wasting your time. Like. You could talk about something else. That's all I'm gonna tell you. You could talk about something more cohesive than that. You got to be more reasonable. Like, you got to stop wasting all this time and stuff. And you really do. Like, a lot of people, they, I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm doing the movie right now, and it's ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you it's a very, very powerful movie, like, I think a lot of y'all gonna miss it, but it's gonna get a lot of rave reviews. Though, like. It's gonna get a lot of rave reviews. Cardi B. When I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it didn't surprise me today. Luther Campbell, he got on there. He told me I was the man. He got on the radio, and the way he was trying to explain it, that I was way more than the man that he thought he was. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain it, man. But to a lot of people, nobody's bigger than Luther Campbell. Nobody. Nobody in the South is bigger than him. But he's like, who is this dude? Some type of pimp or something like that? Like, this man must be the man. But I'm gonna tell you, ladies, I'm gonna tell you something. Okay, when you start something, ladies, you got to be able to stay there and keep doing it. You can't never stop, man. And don't ever settle. And don't never settle, because when you settle, you sell out. You settle, you sell out. You try to get bigger and better. You try to get better and better, and stronger and more invincible. Like this year, I would help Auburn, ladies and gentlemen, but they just don't. Auburn is like, I'm gonna just tell you how could I explain it to you. Auburn can tell you that they're gonna accept you, but they're not. Auburn, like, if you start off with Auburn, that's the best way you get with them. You have to start off with them. Auburn, they not like a second helping type of time. You either with them at the beginning or you're not with them. Alabama, I can't say that Alabama's like that. Well, Alabama, they'll take somebody from another school. Alabama, they can take somebody, and they can actually show somebody from another place more love than somebody from Alabama. But Auburn ain't gonna do it. One thing I realized about Auburn, if you don't sign up with them first, they not gonna, they'll never show you the love like that you could have had if you would have been with them from the jump. But I'm saying, a lot of people say it's just a terrible loss. They could have just been. They could have been a Tiger from the get-go. So right now they saying that Pretty Terry, that if you really look at it, what they saying is, they saying Tigger, ride, Tigger, ride. Ride, Tigger, ride. That's just how they see it. And then at Bama, they just saying that, this guy, he had jungle fever, and had jungle fever getting down there, and then on a roller coaster ride. But what they trying to tell Pretty Terry is, yeah, you didn't make it as far as you did, without that guy. Now that you're on this side, ride, Tigger, ride. You know what I mean? But I really appreciate Paris for building that Hilton Garden down here and put my number on it. I really love that. They got my number on the side of that thing, 76, baby. 7666. See what I'm saying, lady? All the way live from Virginia, lady. The real Fairfax, Virginia, lady. You know what I mean? Trying to tell you, lady. I gotta say, that's one trip that really paid off right there, lady. It really did. That trip really paid off. Fairfax, Virginia. It really did. And thank you to the Hilton family for building that Hilton Garden now with my numbers on the side of it. I really love that. That one in Nottingham, Virginia is really nice too. They got a shopping center called the Harris Shopping Center.